Welcome, reading 3. I was really digging on this candle right now. Like, it's just doing some cool stuff. Like, I started to move this around and I was like, I feel like no matter where I moved it, the candle was like really speaking to me. So, let's see what's going on with you guys. We're in the second moon phase, so we don't need to be in that much of the dark. But let's see what animal wants to speak with you today. Oh, yes, the Black Panther, number 52, which is also the number 7. So I'm going to put the Black Panther here. Now, I have to tell you, when I was putting this reading together, the Black Panther actually was in reverse. Because at the beginning, I had the animals faced out for everyone to choose. And then Spirit was like, no, 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 no. Like, we're gonna turn them around. And I was like, okay. So this was the only one that I noticed was in reverse. So I'm going to read the upright and I'm going to read the contrary because I feel like, and so far actually in the first 2 readings I did the same as well. The only difference with this one is I'm actually going to read the contrary first because it was the only one that I noticed anyway was in contrary. Also, Spirit wanted me to point out that the Black Panther is the last animal in the book. And just so you know, if you've never been here before or you've never seen this deck, there's this beautiful poem that comes with each animal. And then also we have keywords, okay? So the keyword for the panther is embracing the unknown. And I'm going to read you the... Oh, actually, I feel like some of you really liked that. So I'm going to leave this here. If you want to take a picture of it, then you can have it. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on it. Okay. It says, "O mighty jaguar, wash me with your courage and steel me with your grace, so I may know the value of the void of time and space. Teach me all your lessons, how to face the dark unknown, then let me bravely leap into the shadows all alone." So I'm going to read from the book and then we're going to talk more about the Black Panther. Just the only thing I do want to say before we go into the book is that when I was coming into my gifts, the Black Panther was one of the first animals that came to me. And I was really honored when I found out through the native spirit medicine that the Black Panther is actually the guardian of the underworld, of the spirit animal. So like the fact that the Black Panther like came itself to me, I didn't understand at the time the significance. You know, my shamans told me, but you're still new and you're still like, do I believe this shit? But now that I've worked with the Black Panther so much, and so many of my clients that I've worked with, the Black Panther came to them as well. One of our tribe members, their whole world is like the Black Panther. They're like, I don't know why I'm so drawn to it. And I was like, well, that's really powerful if you are, because that's one hell of an animal. So the fact that you chose this by your intuition and not by looking at it, right? That is really powerful. And I feel like that in itself is a message to you. So the contrary says, if Black Panther is appearing as contrary, you may be seeing situations as black or white, good or bad, with no middle ground. Be free of mental presuppositions and expectations. It could be time to do some house cleaning. Let go of negative people, limiting thoughts, or any fear of being alone. If you are out of balance, your shadow may be creating demons of fear. Enter the stillness and refuse to surrender your personal authority to avoidance mechanisms, justifications, or the mental gymnastics. Remember, the fear of what if will always keep you from enjoying the present moment, and life's gift is the present. Feeling jumpy, nervous, confused, paranoid, afraid of being alone, or somehow at risk? Well, these are feelings from the shadow's domain. So tell your shadow to get lost. Then acknowledge and release any feelings of discomfort. Find the emptiness of the void and snuggle into the Black Panther's midnight fur. In all cases, you are reminded that every human being emerged from the darkness of the womb. You once felt that the silence and the ebony void of this nurturing space was the safest place to be. Now, I'm going to put this here because I feel like this is, if you chose this card, let me see if I can get it back a little bit further, because you can take a screenshot and then zoom in, like you can. But I would take a screenshot of that, crop it out, and keep reading that to yourself. That whole section. I mean, my throat chakra is getting so tight right now. I feel like someone's trying to strangle me, which means that it's time to work with your throat chakra. And if you're new to that, look it up, okay? So throat chakra. I believe it's the 5th chakra, right? So we got root, sacral, solar plexus, heart. Yep, it's the 5th chakra. Okay? The color blue too, which is interesting because you got blue around the panther's head there. Okay, so I'm also going to read it upright because, again, I feel like the medicine is meant, you know. So it says, Black Panther slid silently through the bayou, her golden eyes catching the starlight, midnight fur soundlessly rippling over her stealthy sinew, muscle, and bone. Sinew? She and her mate were the last of their kind in the homeland of the Caddo tribe. Could be Caddo, C-A-D-D-O. The Panther clan had been honored and respected by the red people of the bayou for hundreds of years. Black Panther's medicine allows human beings to face their fears and dark behaviors, exploring those internal shadowy aspects of being. Most of Panther's tribe had been stalked and killed by the other two-leggeds, who had come across the big water and who feared their own dark natures. Those people were in need of her healing medicine. That night the Black Panther stood at the edge of the swampy bayou, sniffing at the night, trying to catch the scent of any newcomer willing to go beyond their fears and trust her medicine. No, not on this night. But she would wait patiently for one courageous explorer of the healing potential found in the dark of the unknown. The Caddo people called her clan the Black Panther, and her tribe was known as the Midnight or Black Jaguar to the Maya. The color black is honored by the red race. Darkness is the place for seeking and finding answers, for accepting healings, and for accessing the hidden light of truth. Black Panther teaches us through our dreams to delve into the places within ourselves that need healing. She shows us how to track the unfamiliar territory found on the journey of self-discovery and to fearlessly face the unknown. If the Black Panther has appeared to you today, it may be telling you not to worry about the future. Just trust that you are not supposed to mentally, quote unquote, figure it all out at this time. You may need to confront fears of the unknown, of being less than you truly are, or inability to simply just be in capital letters. Let go of fears that appear as obstacles or barriers. Embrace the unknown and flow with the mystery that is unfolding in your life. The next step may be leaping empty-handed into the void with implicit trust. In the stillness of the void, find the will to avoid foolish interruptions, going deeper into your own self-discovery and healing process. Here, you will discover Black Panther's unexpected blessings. Oh, it's beautiful. It's also on page 246, so angel number, if you want to look that up. And if you add that together, it's number 12. And if you add that together, it's number 3 is the lowest common denominator. So I'm feeling also like out of nowhere, like I'm just feeling really, really cold. So and I just feel like some of you are in these depths of the shadow. Oh, I just got the chills. Like you're dealing with some dark stuff. Also, I'm hearing that for some of you, you're dealing with other people's shadow. And when you're dealing with another person's shadow, that's really, really hard, right? Because look at how the panther almost looks like they're hiding, right? Even though just a second ago, I looked at the same card and I was like, wow, look at how fierce she is. You know, like, look at that fierce energy. And then all of a sudden I saw her a little more fearful. I saw her hiding. I saw her, you know, behind the leaves, like afraid to be who she is. She doesn't want to come into the light, right? She doesn't even trust the candle. She doesn't even want to get close to the candle. She doesn't want to get burned. And I'm also hearing for some of you, if you were pulled to any other readings, please go there because this is the 3rd reading. So I already know what the other 2 are, and there are some great medicine there. And there may be some in 4 as well. I'm not sure. So if you were pulled to another one, this was a green light to look at it. If not, it's okay. This is just your medicine here. Also, I was pulled to pull out some tea. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. And it says look at that. So it put the flame out, okay? And it says, your breath fills you with energy anywhere and anytime you need it. So far, this has come into all of the readings. But that is really wild because I feel like, yeah, like it's almost like you've been holding your breath and then all of a sudden it's like you went, right? And it put the flame out. It's like it's time to release that energy. It's time to release that fear. It doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. It's something people have put into your mind, because I guarantee you, if you start changing the way you look at things, the way you feel about things, you will feel so much better. Also, before, only like a few of them came up, and this one, there's like almost all of them flipped up. That's so wild. So I feel like this is like from the Black Panther, but also from all the spirit animals. I feel like you get along with animals more than people, which I totally understand. And doesn't surprise me that the Black Panther came to you. But look at this, be-terrific, but it's supposed to be saying like beautiful, but it's saying, oh no, be-terrific. Get it? Oh, so they're saying be. Oh, and look at that. Be. Holy shit. Did they not just say be twice to you? Now this is the third time. You just need to be. Just exist. Just be right now. Okay, the next one is be. Another be. What the? Be brave enough to create a life of boldness. Yeah, I mean, look at the Black Panther. That is bold, man. There is nothing about that Black Panther that isn't bold, right? They may be, and the only thing, like when I saw the fear, that's not really the Black Panther. It's like you. It's like Spirit's trying to show you that you are the Black Panther, and you're like, no, I'm not. They're like, do you see how fierce you are? Do you know how fierce you are? It's like, then you need to know how fierce you are. Okay, so the next one is, hold on. Never regret your mistakes. Admire the courage it took to attempt the unknown. Yes, I love this. Yeah, so if you took a risk and it didn't pan out, that's okay. Recently I had a conversation with somebody, and it was kind of weird to me at first. I didn't understand what they were saying. And they're like, well, I mean, I took a risk and, blah, 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 but it didn't work out. I should get my money back. And I'm like, not always. I'm like, that's not how the universe works. I'm like, sometimes it's like, you could put your energy into something over and over and over and over for years. But if it's not the right thing for you, it's not the right thing for you, So I remember one time we had someone in our tribe that they had put all this money into their education, and they were just like, well, I have to do something in that field. Do you know how much money I've spent? And I was like, it doesn't matter how much money you've spent. I'm like, I did the same thing. I went to college for almost 2 years to be a fashion designer, and I did work, in that capacity for a while, and I did work in fashion and all that. But then this came to me because this is my life. Fashion is my love, and it's part of me, and maybe someday I'll go back to it. But you know what I mean? Like, I knew with every fiber of my being, this was the thing I had to concentrate on. This was my path as a medium, especially when I would work with so many different other light workers, healers, shamans, whatever you want to call them, witches. And they were like, dude, I mean, I've been doing this for years. Like, you're like one of the most powerful. Like, if you're not doing this for a living, I can't imagine why you would have all of these gifts. Like, because I have the clairs and whatever. It's like, I'm a straight up medium. But anyway, whatever. So I know that there's other things for me to do, right? But this is where I need to have my focus right now. So for you guys, it's time for you to really go inward. And like I said, if you're drawn to some of the other ones, no pressure. But if you were, I would go and watch them, because one of them is like really aligning with this message right now. And I don't want to say which one, because, it's the point of using your intuition. Because a lot of people, and some of us in this tribe as well, we want instant gratification, right? We just want Spirit to tell us like what to do. I know I've said it many times. I'm like, just tell me what to do. Just tell me where to go. Just tell me, you know what I mean? I'm like, just give me the answers. I'll do it. Throat chakra, right? But I may have asked for that, but I wasn't getting that because I wasn't ready. And so when Spirit says no, it's like that song from Garth Brooks, Unanswered Prayers. And if you don't know it, please go look it up. You will thank me later, because it's such a great song. Also, that Adele song kept coming up when I was putting your reading together. I can love you for free. Something. I might be butchering it, but I don't know. Something like everybody wanted something from me, but you just wanted me, you know? So, and she's saying, you know, to work hard, you play hard. And then she even says something like, you know I give as good as I get, right? So I feel like those lyrics, I mean, maybe you're meant to search out that song. I don't know the title right now, but definitely, like, you're gonna hear those songs now, or you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, Lula, you know, that song played and that happened, and then that person, you know, texted me, and I'm like, yeah, because it's always like a cool thing like that. But let's see what your mantra is. I mean, you got like all of these words and these, like, you know, pearls of wisdom from spirit, but the living by the moon deck, we're actually going to pull a mantra for you for now, forever, for just this Piscean, you know, moon season. What message do our Black Panther reading 3? What mantra do you want to give them, spirit? Oh, I love the imagery too. Oh. So, interestingly enough, it's actually, I'm going to go back to that. Here's your mantra, but we're going to go back to that imagery. So, your mantra is, I release all negative thoughts of the past and all worries for the future. I mean, come on. This is where I love my job. I mean, what were they saying? To be present, be brave, be in the moment, stay in the moment. Your breath fills you with energy anywhere and anytime you need it. Like, you don't need to hold your breath. You don't need to save oxygen for later. You know, just be in the moment. Breathe in, breathe out. And I really want you guys, at some point, please go research the Black Panther spirit medicine even deeper. It's so profound. Like I was saying before, like, they're king of the underworld. There's just so much good medicine there. And I will never forget my first experience with the Black Panther and how they walked me through so much. I would definitely call on the Black Panther to walk with you in your meditations. If you don't have a drum, but you've been wanting to get a drum, this is a huge, like, green light to go and get a drum. Even just drumming, you know. Sorry, I'm doing it on the table or on your chest. And tapping, like, I'm hearing tapping will help too. Tapping helps to keep you present. 1712 when I looked down, and also it almost looked like it like went, like it was like paused for like many seconds, even though I know it was going 1712 and then the next number, but it looked, so that means something. So it's either all of the numbers put together, to add together and go to the lowest denominator. It could just be that that's your angel number. The other numbers can mean something too, but either way, I was getting that from spirit, like hardcore. So I release all negative thoughts of the past and all worries for the future. I know it is hard to forgive the past. I know it's hard to forgive people who wronged you, who hurt you, who pissed you off, who broke your heart. But a lot of times we're more mad at ourselves because we saw the red flags, or we knew we shouldn't have been there. We knew you know what I mean? But we didn't want to hear it. We didn't want to see it. We didn't want to go into the darkness. And for some of you, if you're staying in the light all the time, that's beautiful. And thank you for the fairy energy, but you're going to fucking burn out. You can't do that. You have to, it's natural to go into the dark. It's just that we're not meant to live there. We're meant to live in the balance of light and dark. And also, it's like how we respond to the shadow when it comes for us, you know, the darkness. Lately, I've been, you know, when I'm mad or I'm pissed off about something, I will justify anything to be right. And I'm like, wow, like my ego. And then this whole week I've been in a really weird place since the new moon, which normally I would, like, you know, it was a super moon, right? So we just had the new moon in Pisces on Monday on the 20th. Whenever you watch this, it's timeless, of course, but it was a super moon too, which just like really heightens everything. So even though it's a dark moon, it's going to heighten our darkness. So I am not proud of what surfaced over the last week, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I was still that angry, or I didn't realize that I was still harboring that energy towards, you know, this person that I really love. Also, they've drew my attention to that the Black Panther is number 52, but it's also the number 7. And it could be for some of you that you're going into this is your 52nd year, like you're going to be 52 this year. So this could be like a wink, wink from spirit to start working with the animals and the spirit animals in your meditations. And also for some of you, I'm hearing like that you're like over meditating, meaning like you're going online and you're finding different people, or maybe you have like 2 or 3 people that like your go-to people. But I'm hearing like not all the time. Sometimes it's better to meditate with like no music or no words at all, just some, you know, music. It could even be that number, like, like if you add the numbers together or something, it's like some frequency, you know, it could be some frequency that you need, a clearing. because I feel like right now that Black Panther's eyes are like boring a hole into my soul right now. And they're saying that, you know, you've been in the darkness long enough. So in this Piscean moon, you know, the Piscean energy is very, very emotional. It's intuitive, but also it's about seeing beyond what is on the top of the surface of the water, right? It's a water sign. And it's also the yin and yang, right? The balance of the light and the dark. And even if you look at your cards, the Black Panther, you know, if you look at it as that is the key component in that card, is black. And then like the card is white, that's in it, and then the letters are in black that say, I release all negative thoughts of the past and all worries for the future. So I even feel like in front of you, spirit's trying to show you to keep breathing. The other ones, they, you know, weren't too worried about whether I kept them in or not, right? They hit where they hit for who they needed to hit for. But this is like, I feel like this is your like thought process to work with over the Piscean moon energy, because this whole thing was about setting intentions, right? So, you know, for some of us, the setting intention is different. And I feel like for you guys, really working on your breath and your energy and not just giving it away to anything or anyone. Just because you can, you know, breathe anywhere, anytime you need to, doesn't mean you have to be in a certain space, if that makes any sense. Also, I want to go back to the front of this card because if this card was like this, right? I'd say oh, look, it's in the waxing crescent, but because it was like this, it's more of the waning crescent. So I feel like for some of you, you're going to start feeling more of your balance, like in the blues, even like the turquoise energy that's coming out of this card over here. And also, if some of you were pulled to reading for, this is a green light. Yes, go watch that one after. I haven't done it yet, so I couldn't tell you. But for here, I'm definitely feeling like this is the waning crescent. So you were either born in a waning crescent energy, which is easy to find and research online. You just go into a search engine and just put in your day and your month and your year that you were born and say what moon cycle was that. They'll tell you the day you were born on, and they'll tell you the moon cycle that you were born in. And then research that moon cycle, because you may find that, wow, interesting. That's the waning crescent. It's the 8th moon phase. It's the last cycle of the moon phase. It's the rest and restore phase. And it's when we're going right into the darkness, right? So it may even be for you guys, for this Piscean moon, the advice, the setting intention that they want you to do is to just really like heed all of this advice today and all of this wisdom and work with this over the next moon cycle. It's also the last moon cycle of the astrological year. You know, we'll be going into the new moon in Pisces next month, and Aries, and Aries is the beginning of the new astrological year. So this is a watery energy. Work with it, flow, just be right now. Maybe take the time, whenever you watch this, it's timeless, and whatever moon cycle or whatever, but just until the next waning crescent, at least try and work with this energy on a conscious level on a daily basis through this whole moon cycle moving forward whenever you watch this. Because today in real time, it is Thursday the 23rd. I love it. It's 2/23/23 or 2023. And when you add that all together, it's actually the number 5, which is about change and transformation. And if we took these apart, you would have your change and transformation. And the 2 is about duality. It's about the balance of light and dark. And even here, like, look at how the sliver, it's like, this isn't really balanced though, is it? Because it's like, it's mostly in dark. Where over here, the Black Panther still has yellow and blue, you know, green. So as above, so below, right? That's what the green and the blue is for. So it's like, it's about getting connected to earth, but also, you know, so work with Sandalphon, the Archangel Sandalphon, and Archangel Metatron. Those are for you to look up on your own. If you're not quite sure of the spelling, just reach out in the comments below, and there is always someone here that would be happy to help you if I don't see the comment right away. But because I don't even remember how to spell Sandalphon right off the top of my head, but I think if you start putting it in, you know, it'll come up. But Metatron's pretty easy, Meta and then Tron, but it's one word. So look up those archangels, as above, so below, and working with the energies, right? Because the Black Panther is the underworld. You know, it's like it's beneath the surface of the earth, you know, because the animals are magical and they're teachers. So they're from their own realm, right? Okay, you guys, I believe those are all of our messages today. Do you have any more messages? Nope, that's it. Oh, wait, this went long. Anyway, I hope this helped you in any way. All of my information is in the About section, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take really good care of yourselves and each other. Until then, blessed be. Oh, I love you.